So I'm inside the chicken run right now. I wanted to show you what we did with the chicken coop idea with our ABC tank. So here's what we got. We finally got it all in place. Yesterday, I think I showed it to you yesterday. We got it all cleaned out pretty much. And so now we've cut a hole in the fence here. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people understood what we were going to do, but now that it's attached, now I can't really go anywhere because I've got it all wired together. So the fence is good and tight against the IBC tank. That way animals can't push up against it and figure out a way to get in, or even for the chickens to get out. So we laid some straw in there, trying to coax them in there. Now, once we got in here, once we got the little chicks in here, of course, I knew we'd have a little conflict. So now we got all the little chicks, as you can see, just kind of running around and enjoying pretty much that side of the chicken run. Now, yesterday I came down and I fenced off this catty corner. This catty corner now gives everybody equal amount of room. I guess it's 150 square feet per side. So we got the big adult chickens over there. We got the littles over here. These are the, what, probably 4 weeks old, 5 weeks old. I don't remember how old. But then we also had, and this is what concerned me the most, we've got the adolescents. Now these are the two that were hatched by Mama. She laid on them. They're trying to cool off, so they're rolling around in the dirt. When we brought the little bitty ones over here, they pecked on them, trying to get the pecking order. My concern was that they were going to be too violent and end up hurting the little ones. So we stayed down here for as long as, well, for a good hour or so. And they really just wanted to be left alone is what it was. Now you can see they're all kind of mingling in, but they just wanted to be left alone. They wanted to show who's boss, who's going to get the food first, who's going to get the water first. This is actually a huge improvement from what I saw maybe an hour ago. So they're all kind of, as long as they stay away from them, I think the adolescents are okay. What my plan was, yeah, here we go. You saw it right there. They want to be left alone. They want their little space. So that's just how they establish a pecking order. But I thought they were going to be too violent and really hurt them. But it turned out it wasn't that bad. I was going to take these two and put them over there with the adults if it got too bad. I think these guys are big enough they could probably defend themselves against the adults. We tried it the other day, and of course the adults got on them, but they ran and hid. I don't know how this is going to work out tonight. We're going to try to get the littles in here, but I don't know if the adolescents are going to let them come in. So if that's the case, then we'll let the adolescents sit in there. That's a lot of room for the two little birds for, a week or two. And then we'll put all the littles over here in that cage. They fit okay. It's tight, but just to sleep in it wouldn't be that bad. So let them sleep over there. And maybe in a week or two, they'll be able to get things to work out. Yeah, see, they're sharing now. The littles came over here, ate the straw seed, and now they're switching out. This is the first time all of them have had this much room. Now these Brahmas are about as adorable as you can imagine. They come right up to you. They don't care if they get pet. Brahmas are supposed to be very friendly. Yes, not near as friendly. Let's kick her. I mean, I can catch her, but she doesn't want anything to do with it. That's the one we incubated. Of course, everything you see that's colored, not white, but colored, brown and blacks and whatever, are the ones we incubated. I think this is going to work. I was really concerned about having 3 different age groups, but I think it worked out. The only other solution is if I couldn't get any of it to work out, I was going to fence off another little section here just for the adolescents. I had to give them a little bit of room and let the littles run around, because these guys are going to need some room once they get big, the littles. Once the littles get big, they're going to need some room. And I figured by the time everybody grows up, they're going to equal in size and it would be okay. I just wasn't going to do another run. Now, next time we do this, I'm going to be very careful that we don't have 3 different age groups. It was just too much work to try to figure out last year. It wasn't quite as bad this year, but it's still not ideal. I would rather everybody getting along. Got the best shade trees on the planet sitting on my bridge. I remember when I was a kid, we'd go out underneath the tree at my grandparents' house. It was a temporary house while they moved from one area to another area. He was building another house or repairing another house. And we go out underneath a big, big tree and I'll sit underneath that tree and eat watermelon. I wish we could get some watermelon, but gas prices are so high we can't go get one. Carolyn's growing them, so maybe we'll have some this fall. I think it was yesterday, it might have been the day before yesterday, I was telling you about solar panels, and if you want to reduce your bill, solar panels probably isn't the way to go. They don't produce enough electric to reduce your bill very much, and they don't pay for themselves is the key. If you intend to just replace the electric that you're using. My solar panels, my thinking is that they have paid for themselves already, because in the past I was spending $800 a year or so on electric. Well, my solar panels cost what, $800, $1,000, whatever they were. I've been here 2 years. They've more than paid for themselves. What I had to do is reduce the amount of electric. That's the only way to do it. So if you're wanting to reduce your electric bill, you got to reduce the electric. Solar panels aren't going to do that for you. You'd have to get so many that it'd probably be cost prohibitive. That being said, I do think that you got to have some sort of backup system in today's environment. I said earlier this year that newspapers were reporting that they were going to have rolling blackouts all throughout the country. And I can't believe how many people told me, oh no, that's never going to happen here. We got solar panels, we got windmills, we got this, we got that, and no, we're fine. Well, rolling blackouts are now happening. They're shutting down right in the biggest part of the heat, the hottest heat. They're shutting down. And of course they're shutting down now. They can't provide you enough electric to run your air conditioners. So when you need the air conditioner the most is when they got to shut you down. So now you don't have air conditioning. For those of you that are still going to say, oh, it can't ever happen here, we got the nuclear power plant. I mean, I get it all the time. That's just never going to happen. If you really do your research, you'll find that there isn't any one particular source of electric in any area that is going to do all the powering. So let's assume here in Missouri, we got a nuclear power plant here in Missouri. Let's just assume that the grid goes down and the only thing running is the nuclear power plant. Well, don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it can only give us like 30% of our need. So they're going to have to shut down somebody's electric, somebody. And that's why it's called a rolling blackout, because they just kind of roll it through the area. You're going to be without electric for a couple hours, and you're going to be without electric for a couple hours, and you're going to be out of electric. And then when it cools off in the evening and you don't need the air conditioner as much, they turn the electric back on. I don't know why this is so complicated to understand. I mean, I will get somebody in Illinois saying, oh no, in Illinois we got 16,000 nuclear power plants. Can't shut us down. Last year somebody said that, and sure enough, it was like the next week that area got shut down for some reason. So it happens. Here in Missouri, solar and wind just doesn't provide a lot of electric. I know here in Missouri, they just installed, I don't know, 1 million acres. I don't know if it's 1 million, but a lot of acres of solar panels. Well, that's great, but it's cloudy today. So it's not going to produce enough electric to power the entire town. Back a few years ago, I remember a bunch of Texans saying, nah, we're never going to have problems in Texas. We got windmills, and they do. We've been to Texas. We stayed in West Texas, and there's windmills like every other field. And then the other portion of the field is oil pumps, oil rigs. How can Texas, the state that has the most resources, run out of electric? But what was it, 2 winters ago? It got so cold that things froze up. I don't want to get in all the debates. Some people say it's the windmills, other people say it doesn't. So I don't know, and I don't really care. The point is it shut down. And for those who it didn't shut down for, it's my understanding they got like a $10,000 bill for every hour they had electric on or something crazy. There were people that didn't survive that. People were out in their cars, running their cars, trying to stay warm. Of course, then you got the dangers of carbon monoxide. So now that we're trying to switch from fossil fuels to solar and wind, there is this misconception out there, and I hear it all the time, that that's what's going to save us. And I just don't know how to explain to you. It doesn't produce enough power. And I think that's what's so strange to people, is that they don't understand how much power it takes to power your house. It's an incredible amount. I make 1,000 watts per hour. A normal house could use that much energy in 10 minutes. Maybe not, but when you got your air conditioner on or electric heater, and remember, solar panels can only produce its wattage at full sun. Today, we don't have full sun. I'm sure you can see that we don't have full sun today. So solar panel isn't the solve-all. It's not going to solve all our issues. Don't get me wrong. I really like having my solar panels. And I wish we could have kind of a hybrid system where we have wind and solar, but there's just no wind here. That would be a complete waste of money. There's absolutely no reason to get wind. It just, we wouldn't be able to power it. So those people in the West, in Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, they have no idea what that means. But look at us, we're completely surrounded by trees. We've had 60-mile-an-hour winds hit our place, our area, and you don't even feel but much of a breeze because we're down in these trees. That's just the differences of areas that you live in. Those in Florida don't get to experience snow, but those in Minnesota do. So that's just the way you got to think about wind. What I would like for you to start thinking about is getting a backup power supply, generator, some solar panels, not to run your air conditioner. I mean, you might be able, like we did, run your air conditioner off a generator. It would have to be a window air conditioner, the smallest unit you could find. I mean, of course, if you had a huge generator, that's fine, but the little ones we got can only run about 5,000 BTU air conditioner. So I would seriously suggest, don't make the air conditioner. I know there are people who say, I have to, I got a medical condition, all that, but don't make the air conditioner a thing that you have to rely on for survivability. Because one of these days, you're not gonna have it. And you're gonna think, I can't survive without it. You can, trust me. I'm sweating to death. You can see my shirt, but I'm doing fine. So if you can click that super thanks button down there at the bottom, I'd really appreciate it. I hope I can inspire you to get ready for the rolling blackouts so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.